I know it's a bit much to go to a cinema just to see a trailer that has already been panned by virtually every YouTuber I follow. Even more in a full costume. They wouldn't let me bring my real proton pack. Dicks. But I want to see if it is as bad as I've been told. And I also want to see if it looks better on a larger screen or worse. A laptop is not really suitable to watch a trailer for a reboot to a movie that should never be rebooted. Time to find my seat. Shh, shh, shh. What the f*** was that? Nice. So I'm not going to play the entire thing and quotations react to it. As far as I am concerned, I believe I can sufficiently cover my concerns for this movie with a few screen caps and commentary drawn from my own knowledge of the original movies and cartoon series that I grew up watching. So firstly, a disclaimer. I have no issues with an all-female cast for any movie. Quite frankly, as long as they are suited to the role, then fine. This is where the first problem arises, though. If you want an all-female cast for a comedy horror, then surely you want 4 actresses that are actually funny. Melissa McCarthy could be funny on occasion in Mike and Molly, but otherwise I don't really find her funny. And Tammy, seriously. You could have had 4 Kristen Stewarts and it could have been funnier than what we were given. The best female actress that should have been in this film, Tina Fey, as the token black lady. This mistake is apparent when you compare the previous 4 to the new 4 and realise the previous 4 had a far better chemistry. Now I know this is only a trailer and I'm talking about 2 films, but it is pretty obvious pretty soon. At the time of the original film's release, this did prove that those men were funny because they as a group worked well together. The awkwardness that we got in the trailer for this proves they don't work well together. Unless that is an intentionally misleading trailer that's going to showcase an absolutely barnstorming film, which I doubt. I really do. Before we continue with this critique of the trailer, I just want to offer Sony a little advice. When a huge number of people tell you they do not want a reboot, especially if it isn't being written by Ramis, then do not do it. Stop pandering to a demographic that is increasingly becoming more and more unpopular for pushing narratives that marginalize and harm others. Also, you could have made a small amount of your wasted budget back if you had monetized this trailer. 21 million views. That must be worth at least a $5. And I'm loving the up-down ratio, by the way. Finally, do not delete comments. It is a terribly cowardly thing to do to try and hide the objective views of the masses, and the internet saw anyway. Back to the trailer. You basically start with an error. It was 3 scientists, not 4. Everyone knows this. Next, a librarian. You are basically using the same ghost as the first scene from the first movie. I know people have said originality is dying in Hollywood, but surely you could have done better than that. Now I will now concede the ectoplasm looks pretty funny. Something that is in short supply in this trailer. My second gripe is the way this reboot has been force-fed to us, the fans, as an all-female film. Going so far as to show us the racially diverse cast and crew. Where's Hemsworth? As a side, all this picture does is show us how girl power is actually a term for white middle-class women. Let's play a game, shall we? Spot the minority. Good luck. As if it isn't obvious enough that this is a feminist film that will go the way of feminist beer, stage show or music. I wonder if, to keep up with the trend, some vaginal fluid related items will appear in this film. Anyway, the next part of the trailer that bugged me was how each of these new characters was a total rip-off of the original crew. If they had gone with a team that wasn't a complete gender swap of them, it may have been slightly better received. That said, no one wanted this reboot to begin with, so it's not like the bar was set that high to begin with. Now, kudos for giving Slimer as much airtime as Hemsworth in the trailer. Let's face it, of the entire 2 minutes 36-second trailer, there gets less airtime than an awkward and irrelevant scene between two crackers. Slimer alone could sell this movie, you know, and Hemsworth is a huge movie star. Surely you would want to make it clear he is in it. A piece of me, quite frankly, died when I saw this trailer, and I'm sure it applies to over 300,000 dislikes and thousands of comments Sony tried to delete. Now, the final bug that I can be bothered to cover is not that you made a film that doesn't need making. It isn't that you are trying to get people who for the most part will not go see this, i.e. young females. It is that Aykroyd had mentioned repeatedly that this could have been a part of an expanded universe. You could have done that, but no. You rip off the first two films and have it set in the same place with a cast that is not funny. If the Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt Ghostbuster film is true, this is a fantastic setup to them then showing you how people bring the funny to the big screen. Now cast Tina Fey, Amy Poehler next to them, and you might have a hit that doesn't totally poop on a franchise and save it from the devastation that will happen when this comes out and tanks. If it does tank, I can imagine the patriarchy will be blamed for it. It's kind of like Fantastic Four over again. If done right, it could have worked. Now, as all I have done so far is be very critical of this trailer, I thought I would list a few things that I consider positives. Number 1, the Ecto-Spit was beautiful. 2, Slimer is back, as I have already mentioned. 3, ghost possession, if you exclude the exorcism scene, cliche written all over it. 4, Ecto-1. Hurst may be, but still, Ecto-1. I like Ecto-1. 5, I'm pretty sure Sony won't want to sink money into something they can't make profit from again. And 6, I did quite like the music. I think I've covered everything now. Well, here's to a disappointing summer. Thank you all for listening.